Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're retired or even just getting close, you know the game has totally changed. It's not just about growth anymore, right? It's about security, it's about peace of mind. Today we are going to build a clear, safety-first guide to creating an income plan that lets you sleep soundly at night. So let's start by digging into the huge shift in thinking this requires.
So, the first thing you've got to wrap your head around is this fundamental shift. See, during your working years, your financial strategy is all about playing offense. You're trying to grow that nest egg as big and as fast as possible. But the moment you hit retirement, the game completely flips. Now it's all about defense. The new #1 goal is to make absolutely, positively sure you never, ever run out of money.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to kick things off with that new priority. Then we'll walk through a simple 3-part safety-first blueprint. From there, we'll cover how to lock in your lifetime income, create a cash cushion, bridge the gap for the next decade, and finally we'll talk about what to avoid so you can keep that fortress strong.
All right, let's dive right in with Section 1, the new retirement priority. This is really the big idea behind everything else we're going to talk about. We are officially moving away from that grow fast mentality, and we are all in on a new mission: make it last. And that means protecting what you've saved is now job #1.
And that brings us to the architectural plan for your fortress, the safety-first blueprint. Look, this is a simple but really powerful 3-part framework, and it's designed to create layers of security around your retirement savings. Think of it like we're building a financial fortress, stone by stone.
Okay, so here it is, the 3 core steps that make up that blueprint. Step 1, you lock down your essential, non-negotiable living expenses with income that is guaranteed for life. Step 2, you build up a cash cushion to handle any curveballs life throws at you. And Step 3, you create a ladder of safe investments to cover your spending for the next several years. Don't worry, we are going to break down every single one of these.
Let's start building, and we're going to begin with the most critical piece of all, securing your lifetime income. This is the absolute foundation of your entire fortress. The goal here is simple: cover your must-haves. We're talking housing, food, healthcare, with an income stream that you literally cannot outlive no matter what the stock market is doing.
Now, one of the key tools for this is something called a fixed index annuity, or an FIA. Just think of it as a contract where your principal is shielded from market losses. But here's the cool part. You can add a really powerful feature to it called a guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit, or a GLWB. That rider, that add-on, is what turns the annuity into your own personal pension, guaranteeing you a paycheck for life. Of course, like with any financial tool, there are trade-offs, and you've got to understand them. On the plus side, you get that lifetime income, and your principal is safe from market risk. You also get some nice flexibility on when you want to start taking payments. The downsides? Well, there are fees for that income rider and penalties if you pull out too much money too soon. And your growth potential is capped compared to, say, being directly in the stock market. And let's be honest, they can be a little complex to wrap your head around.
So who is this really a good fit for? Well, it's pretty ideal for retirees who crave that reliable, pension-style paycheck but don't want the roller coaster of stock market risk. It's also a really strong option for anyone expecting to live a long time, or for couples who need to make sure that income continues for the surviving spouse.
Okay, another really powerful tool for that foundational income is the Single Premium Immediate Annuity, or SPIA. This one is way simpler. Basically, you give an insurance company a lump sum of money, and in return, they start sending you a guaranteed check right away. And that payment stream can last for a set number of years, or, more commonly, for the rest of your life.
Now with a SPIA, you're looking at a totally different set of trade-offs. The huge pro is that it typically gives you the highest possible guaranteed income payment for every single dollar you put in. It's simple, it's predictable. But here's the major con, and it's a big one. It's irrevocable. Once you hand over that lump sum, you can't get it back. There's almost no liquidity, and often there's no money left for your heirs.
This makes the ideal person for a SPIA very, very specific. It's for retirees whose absolute top priority is getting the biggest guaranteed paycheck they can, starting right now. These are folks who value that simplicity and high payout way more than they value flexibility or having access to their principal.
Okay, our foundation is laid. It's solid. So let's move on to the second layer of our fortress, creating your cash cushion. This is your emergency fund, your first line of defense when things go sideways.
So why do you need this cash? The purpose is crystal clear. You want to have anywhere from 6 to maybe even 24 months of living expenses sitting in something ultra-safe and liquid, like a high-yield savings account or FDIC-insured CDs.
This makes sure that if a big, unexpected expense pops up, you never ever have to sell your other investments, especially not when the market is down. The pro is total safety. The con is that this cash probably isn't going to keep up with inflation over the long haul.
All right, on to the third and final part of our blueprint, bridging the next decade. We've got our foundation for life and our emergency fund. This layer is about building the strong walls of the fortress, creating a predictable stream of cash for your spending needs over, say, the next 3 to 10 years. A fantastic tool for this is the Multi-Year Guaranteed Annuity, or MYGA. And the easiest way to think about an MYGA is that it's basically a certificate of deposit, a CD from an insurance company. It's an insurance product that gives you a fixed, guaranteed interest rate for a specific number of years, and your growth is tax-deferred. It's really that simple and safe. Now, by laddering several MYGAs, and all that means is you buy a few that mature in different years, like a 3-year, a 4-year, and a 5-year, you get some great benefits. You get these contractual CD-like guarantees that create a really smooth, predictable cash flow plan, and often at rates that are better than what banks offer on their CDs. The main drawback is that you'll face surrender charges if you need to pull money out before the term is up, so it's not a fully liquid investment.
Another excellent choice for this bridge bucket is a ladder of U.S. Treasury bonds. The concept is exactly the same. Here's how it works. You just buy a series of treasuries with staggered maturities. For instance, a 1-year, a 2-year, a 3-year, and so on. As that 1-year bond matures, you use that cash for that year's expenses. Then you can take that money and reinvest it in a new bond at the far end of your ladder to just keep the whole system rolling.
Now, treasuries come with their own unique perks and quirks. The safety is, well, it's as good as it gets, since they're backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. Plus, and this is a big one, the interest you earn is exempt from state and local income taxes. That's a huge benefit if you live in a high-tax state. The main risk to think about is that when a bond matures, you might have to reinvest that money at a lower interest rate than you got before.
Okay, we've built our fortress. The foundation is set, the walls are up. Now let's talk about how to defend it. This last section is all about what to avoid. Because honestly, knowing what not to own is just as critical as knowing what to own in a safety-first retirement plan.
These are the types of investments that just don't belong in this kind of plan because they bring in the very volatility and risk you're trying so hard to get away from. Long-duration bond funds, they can get hammered when interest rates rise. High-yield or junk bonds carry the very real risk that the company could just default. Piling too much money into a single stock is a massive gamble. And variable annuities, unlike the FIAs we talked about, can actually expose your principal to market losses. And just like that, our financial fortress is complete. It's all about that layered defense. You've got the foundation of guaranteed lifetime income to protect your essentials. You've got the cushion of 1 to 2 years of cash to defend against emergencies. And you've got the strong walls, that bridge of laddered, safe investments to securely fund the next decade. Each layer works together to create real, durable financial security.
And all of this brings us to the final, really critical question I want you to ask yourself. Take a hard look at your own strategy. And be honest, is your retirement plan still built for growth, or is it truly, finally built to last? Thanks for joining us.